Hey YouTubers, welcome to BBQ and Brew. Today I'm going to do something really different. I'm converting my old gas grill into a griddle. So since I've got my Weber, like I told you way back when, gas just doesn't cut it. So it was sitting here just rusting, so I thought, well, what can I do with it? So I started looking into using a griddle and what you can do with a griddle, and it looks really interesting, so I'm going to give that a shot. And I looked at buying the whole unit, the stand and everything, and then I also looked at just buying the griddle plate. And the reality of it is I can actually buy, for the amount of money I'm going to spend for the griddle plate, just about buy. It's about the same price as the whole stand, but then that's another piece of equipment that I don't have room for. I've got a really small yard, so I thought, what the heck? And the one for the price range that I was looking at, it only had 2 burners, where on this one I've got basically 4 burners. I'm going to have a little bit larger griddle area. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So first I thought, well, I'll just show you what I have to do to get this ready for the griddle plate, which I haven't even gotten yet, so that'll come later. But anyways, I've already started, so let me show you what I've done so far. Well, as you can see, I've removed the cover because the griddle plate wouldn't. I want to use the full area of all the burners, so if I only wanted to use 3 of the burners, I could have left the cover on, but I figured, what the heck, and it'd just get in the way anyway. So, and this is my old gas barbecue, and like I said, it's just sitting here getting all rusty, as you can see. And so what I'm going to be doing is cleaning it out. I've got to remove this bar here, right here. And I've got the grates off, and you can see how filthy it is. It's just disgusting. And then this is a UV burner, and I figured, well, I don't know how that's going to work with the griddle plate. It's either going to be colder or hotter, so if it's going to be colder, that'll be my cold side. Keep warm side. It's going to be hotter, then I'll use it as such. So anyway, so I'm going to clean it up, make it look pretty, and we'll see what happens. I'm kind of anxious. I've done a lot of research on the internet as to which way I wanted to go, and I looked at getting a griddle plate that fits on the Weber, and you can use it on a Weber or you can use it on a campfire, and that was interesting but pricey, and not all that big either. And then that means basically getting charcoal going every time you want to griddle something. And then, like I said, I looked at Blackstone and a couple other ones that were the whole units, and I really think this makes more sense for me. Anyways, so I'll get that back to you when I get this clean. We'll take another quick look at it, and then after that I'll show you how I'm going to prep when I get the griddle plate. I'll show you how I prep that. Okay, so back after a while. Okay guys, we're back. Finally got it. It took 2 weeks from the day that I ordered it to the day it came to the door. If you look at Griddlemaster's his YouTube, he says that he's proud of the fact that 90% of the units are shipped within 3 days. Mine didn't quite make that, but to be fair, it was Thanksgiving, so he had a holiday. When I called him just to find out what was going on with it, he said, the welder was sick, and so, okay. But even you figure 2 weeks from the date of order to the date it's delivered, and this is custom. This isn't something that, it's right off the shelf. It was made to fit my grill, so not bad. And odds are, if you don't order it during a holiday, it'll get to you a lot quicker. So, like I said, I'm excited. Can't wait to give it a try and start grilling. I've never grilled on a griddle, cooked in the griddle. So we're going to see. All right, here it is. There it is. And you look at the packaging on this thing. Man, it's really something. Okay, well there it is. It's heavy. It weighs, oh, 20, 25 pounds. And these spots that you see on here, this is from the welding, TIG welding on the back that hold the supports that keep it straight. And the corners look nice. Did a nice job on these. Oh wow, really, oops, sorry. Really nice. Nice and smooth. Yeah, all four corners. And you can see that the supports that they did along both sides here, and then on the back side, they put these angles in there. So this is all to keep it from warping. So I'm impressed. I really am. Okay, now for the $1,000,000 question. Did I measure it right? And does it fit? So let's see. How about that? It looks like it was made to fit. Let me show you. Okay, as you can see, it's nice, and I wanted to have about 1/8 of an inch on the depth on either side, which I do. And Griddlemaster Joe says you need to have 1.5 inches on either side, which I do. And that's so that heat can get out, because, you know, remember this was originally a grill, and the heat being stuck in there is not an issue. But with this being covered, if you had this totally sealed, you know, tight fit relatively all the way around it, that heat would build up in here, and who knows what would happen. So you need to have these 1.5 inches on either side, just to let the heat out. So I'm impressed. I really am impressed. That's great. They did it. As far as the manufacturing, they really did a nice job. Okay, and as you recall, I had to take the top off, because this originally had the 3 burners, here, and then it had a sear burner over here on this side. Here. Like I said, I'm not sure how that's going to work. It may generate a lot more heat or not as much heat. I don't have a clue. So we'll do a try it and see. So what I'm going to do is take you through the whole process of obviously taking it out of the packaging, making sure it fits, and the next thing we need to do is season it, because that's steel. It's not stainless steel, so it's steel, so it'll rust unless you season it. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to wash it with with an SOS pad, both front and back, and then wash it with warm soapy water. Rinse it, dry it really well. Okay, and then I'm going to spray the underneath side and the sides with a high temperature paint. 2000 degree paint, Rust-Oleum. So that'll keep the underneath side from rusting. And then on the cooking surface area, what we'll do there is season it with oil. I'll go through that process. So, all right, first thing we're going to do is to wash it. So let's do that. Well, there's one thing I wanted to show you before I proceed with cleaning it, is that, look at this. It is flat as a pancake. No rocking at all. And if you look at his website, he warns you that it may warp a little bit, but it'll settle down as you use it. Well, right now, of course, we'll see after what happens after I season it. It may warp a little bit, but it will get flat. The other thing I was curious about, is how close did they make it to the dimensions that I gave them. And tell you what, they're right on. They're within 1/16 of an inch, both width and length. So again, very impressive. All right, so let's go ahead and get started cleaning this thing. All right, let's get started here. You have to clean these really good, because when they manufacture these things, there's a oil they put on there for a couple of reasons. One, just to help with the forming of the unit, and the other is for rust protection. So, since we're going to be painting this backside, obviously you can't have any oil on there, the paint won't stick. Now the front side, the cooking side, you don't want that in your food. So that's what we're going to do. Clean these little puppy dogs here. Now this one it's about 27.5 inches by 18.5 inches, I think. And I don't think I'd want to go any smaller than this. See, I'm looking at it on the grill. This there's just the two of us, and certainly you can handle, depending on what you're cooking, a lot more people. But I mean, like if you're going to cook a breakfast, you know, you'd have hash browns over here maybe, and eggs and bacon, and you could easily do 4 people all at one time, no sweat. And that's kind of what I'm shooting for. Okay. Next thing we need to do is to dry it off. And this is important again, because obviously if you're going to be painting this, it's got to be dry. Alright. Back in a minute. Okay, next is where we're going to paint it. And like I said, this is the Rust-Oleum. Let's see if I can show it to you. High temperature, goes up to 2,000 degrees, so that's impressive. Alright. It's black, I think. Oh. Gas and oil resistant. That's all there is to it. You know, if you get a couple runs on it, no big deal. This isn't this. The only thing it's going to be doing is it's going to be seeing the flame and the heat, so no big deal. You just want to have a good coating on it. I'm going to let this dry for a couple hours, and then we'll start the seasoning process. So I'll be back. Talk to you later. Okay, guys, I let the paint dry for almost 3 hours now. So the next step is to season it, and according to the instructions, he suggests using olive oil or peanut oil, but I'll use olive oil. And what we want to do is put a really fine layer of oil on the griddle, and then I'll turn on the heat and burn it off. So here we go. And one thing he kept saying over and over again, not too much oil. Better thin than thick. And he says if you go too thick, what happens? You end up having like sludge. And what we want to do is have a nice uniform surface. And I'm just using paper towels, and that's what he used. He being Griddlemaster Joe. He has a good website. You should check it out. I'll put a link to it. He has some interesting recipes. Now what I'm going to do is take another towel and just kind of wipe it off. So there's a fine layer, very fine. Alright, now let's turn this puppy on. Doesn't take long to get hot. I've got a laser thermometer, and I thought that would be interesting to see how quickly it heats up and where the hot spots are at. Alright, now I'm going to turn this down to, he said to go to low. So just slightly off low. Tell you what, it's getting hot in a hurry. It was at 56 about 2 minutes ago. Now it ranges anywhere from about 117 to 90. Alright guys, let's put the second coat of oil on here now. As you can see, it's hot. I haven't turned it off, so we're going to do this hot. Well, one thing I found out that sear grate is definitely hotter by a whole bunch. I mean, that puppy is hot. Like right now, it's at 700 degrees. The rest of it, this is up here is 400. Here is about 375. Here, I don't know if you can see this, is about 350, 380. Here, 584. And over there is 400, 425, 410, 5. Wow. Man, 411, 20, I mean. Here's 375, 321 here, 350 I should say, 400 there, so, wow. Puppy is hot. Well, it didn't take long for that to burn off, did it? Cool on. Yeah, I would definitely recommend not using paper towels. I mean, it goes on much better with the rag. Well, definitely the coolest part of the grill is this top edge here, and that averages about 375. Okay, this area in here, from about here to here, it's about 450. This here, where that searing thing is, and I've got it on as low as it'll go, is 600 degrees. So I may not be using that very much. This area in here looks about an average of about 350. I think I'm gonna turn this guy off. Alright guys, this is number, I think it's number 7. And or number 8, I guess number 8. And this will be my last one. Over there. So right here, which makes sense I guess, is a really hot spot. When I have the sear burner going on, that's really hot. So what I found is I have to turn it on and off, or just even on the low setting it gets blazing hot. So that's okay. I know that here, right here in the center here, where I'm going to be cooking, quick cooking. Out here, just keep warm. So what I'm going to do now is, once this is done smoking, which it looks like it just about is, I'm going to turn it off, let it cool down, then I'll put a coat of oil on there just to keep it from rusting. And then later on I'm going to try it out. I think I'm going to cook some fried rice and shrimp, maybe teriyaki chicken, something like that. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is, look at this. Dead flat. Didn't warp at all. I was really expecting to get it warped, and then as it heated up, for it to kind of bend and warp and try to settle in, but it was dead flat from the beginning and all through all this, so there it is. Okay guys, I'll be back when it's cooled down, and I put just a light coat of oil on it just to keep it from rusting, and then that'll be it. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. Well guys, as you can see, I'm doing some fried rice. Let's see here. A little bit of teriyaki sauce. Just a couple drops of sesame seed oil. Now we're going to do the shrimp, some butter. Garlic. We're done. Chicken's done. The rice is definitely done. Let's eat. Well guys, there it is. Doesn't look bad, does it? Okay guys, let's recap. That was my first griddling experience with my new Griddlemaster Griddle. I was really impressed with the griddle itself, the way it was made, the fact that it laid nice and flat. I was talking to Griddlemaster Joe the other day, and I was telling him that I was really happy with it. And he says, well, you know, mine's relatively small. And he says some of the bigger ones are typically where they'll take a few times before they'll level out. So if that happens to you, you know, if it's warped a little bit, don't worry about it. Just, you know, you use it a few times, in the middle it'll relax and settle and lay flat. So the food, one thing that surprised me is it cooked a lot faster than I thought. In fact, the chicken that I did, I overcooked it a little bit. Taste was good. I need to work on my recipes, but you know, that was something I kind of just threw together just because I wanted to try the griddle right away. So, but it was good. Both my wife and I enjoyed it. Now between the Weber barbecue, charcoal, and now the griddle, I do all the cooking in the house. So a large percentage of the cooking I'm going to be doing from now on is going to be out here, which is great as far as I'm concerned. I'd much rather be out here enjoying the weather and rather than the kitchen. So, okay guys, I think that pretty well sums it up. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, I converted my gas grill into a permanent griddle. That you don't have to do that. The only reason I did do that was because I had that. My cover had two different covers, one for the main grill and the other one for the searing, and then it had a bar in the center. And I wanted a griddle, as big a griddle as I possibly could, so that's why I did it. And the fact, as I mentioned before, I much prefer barbecuing with charcoal and then I do gas. So to me, it was an easy choice. But if you don't want to do that, and I understand why you wouldn't, you can take your normal gas grill, and you just take the grates off and lay the griddle down, and you got a griddle. So it's a win-win. So that way you don't have another piece of equipment in your patio between the smokers and the griddles and the barbecues and all this kind of stuff. So anyways, guys, you'll be seeing me doing a lot more cooking on the griddle. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to add that and include that as part of my BBQ and brew series. So again, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want to follow along, subscribe. I will post a link to the Griddlemaster's website. It's interesting to look at. He has some great little videos on it, so check him out. I do recommend his griddle. You guys take care. Keep on barbecuing. See you next time.